Hi Pisces, welcome to your October 2022 astrology horoscope forecast. Welcome to the phase of eclipses which are happening in Taurus and Scorpio. This is the second phase of eclipses which starts on 25th of October and the next one will be there on 9th of November. Eclipses have been on since 2019 and they will finish by 2023. So it's quite a long haul for a lot of us, especially the fixed signs, that is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius. But even for the rest of us, we all have Taurus some way or the other in our charts. It would be worth a while to have a look exactly to see as to where is it that the lunar noodles are placed for Taurus, Scorpio in our chart. To give a cue as to what is it that we can expect from this specific eclipse, it would be worth a while if we could go back to 2012 to 2014 and try and recall as to where exactly we were during that phase of our lives. Were we between jobs? Were we well established at work? Were we trying to create something new for us? Were we in between relationships? And what were the lessons that we learned during that time? What was, whether it was our strength, whether it was our resilience, the kind of support system that we had, or the lack of it, what is it that we learned from those eclipses? So I would urge you to think as to where it is that you were between 2012 and 2014 and really what was going on and what are the lessons that you learned. And the same can be applied for you. This is quite a transformational time, Pisces, because Scorpio is ruled by the warrior planets, that is Mars and Pluto, and everything is going to be dug deeper. Scorpio is not happy, that is Pluto is not happy just with superficial information, so it's going to be pushing us to look deeper within our psyche and try and look at things at a core place and see as to what is it that needs to stay and what is it that needs to go. Similarly, Taurus is associated with stability, it is associated with reliability, it's an earth sign. But interestingly, we've had Uranus, which is a wild boy of astrology and is known for his unpredictability, chaotic nature. Uranus has been transiting through Taurus since 2018 and carries on doing so for the next couple of years. So Uranus could be making things quite unpredictable. And for you, Pisces, Uranus is running through your house of communication. So you need to be more careful, whether you're being too garrulous. Are you sharing too much of information? Are you saying more than needs to be said? If someone asks you a simple question, does it take you about half an hour to answer? Or is there, a lot of aggression in your speech? Is there a lot of justification? Do you feel vindicated? So all of this with Uranus in your speech, Pisces, even for you especially because it's currently transiting your house of communication, it could make it slightly volatile. So for you especially, you have to be careful. And with Uranus in any case transiting through Taurus could make our own sense of stability be questioned by us. What is it that is of value to us? How it is that we look at money? Where does our own sense of security stem for? How it is that, or what is it that we value most, which gives us that sense of security and surety? And because Taurus is also co-jointly ruled by Venus, this is also about money. How much of, are you being wasteful as far as money is concerned, or are you being overcautious as far as money is concerned? And because again, Uranus is transiting through it, it can be that some of you could be swinging between like being really tight-fisted as far as money is concerned and then being really extravagant and going on these binges of shopping to going on these places where you are completely denying yourself. So the key over here is moderation, Pisces. Try and find a balance, try and find a harmony in between all of this. Try and, if things are challenging around you, try and see that you can The less you say, first of all, the better it is. But importantly, try and find that me time for yourself. Try and ensure that you're doing those long walks, that you're meditating, you're doing some yoga or some stretches, or you're just amongst the nature. Maybe even walking barefoot on the grass would do wonders for you, Pisces. I'll break down the month for you. On the 2nd, we have Mercury that goes direct in your house of joint finances and resources, and there can be a lot of conversation with your spouse as to who brings what to the table, and they could be a kind of a power play as well. For some of you, maybe you're not hesitating to arm twist your partners and remind them as to how you are financially maybe more stronger than your partner, and what the value that you bring financial on the table. And for some of you, this can also mean division of resources as to who takes the trash out or who takes a dog for the walk, and all of that is coming under conversation right now. On the 9th, we have a full moon that is there in your house of earned income. This is also the house of your self-worth, and also this is where the eclipse is happening, and it's joining Jupiter. So it's a time to reflect, and full moon, in any case, it's an extremely emotional time because something is coming to an end, something is coming to closure. It can be that during this time, that you are finishing off a debt. Maybe something is affecting your finances during this time. You could finish a financial project. Maybe you finish paying off the mortgage. Maybe you've finished paying off your house loan. And also, some of you could be inclined to overdo it, so you could be indulging on something perhaps that you don't need at all, but it could make you feel better at the moment. This house also rules self-esteem and values, so you could be confronted with your feelings about yourself and evaluate your own sense of worth. How much value do you feel you have materially and intrinsically, and how much you feel you should have are some of the issues that could come up. Let others know what you have and what you have accomplished in your career or family, but resist the urge to rub it in, Pisces. Also, someone who's as gentle. You are pretty much the wise one of the zodiac. You've learned all the lessons of all the signs. So it is really not gracious for you to be rubbing everyone's nose into it and let them know as to how hard you work and how much money you're getting on the table, or how wonderful you are. However, at workplace, you do need to be reminding people of your accomplishments and what is it that you bring on the table. You may also want to clearly define what you own, you possess, and what you have power over, and what is clearly out of your domain. What your needs are seem more important as of now, and you could focus on exactly what it is that you need to feel stable, secure, safe, and comfortable. On the 11th, we have Mercury that is also moving to this house of joint finances. So again, a lot of conversation about who brings what on the table. It speaks about a power struggle. It can be in certain cases that your partner's income gets affected. Maybe he or she gets a promotion and gets an increase of salary at work. On the 24th, we have Sun that moves into your house of spirituality, and this is also the house of learning. And on the 25th, we have a new moon solar eclipse that is there in this house. And that is not at all. We are closing the month on the 30th with Mercury that comes and joins this house. So there's a big party which is happening in this house of higher self, spirituality, long distance travel and learning. So for a lot of you, it can be that you would really want to expand your mind by learning new or exploring new cultures, way of living. This is something which is very close to your heart, Pisces. For a lot of you, you would just love to keep traveling and exploring and not stay still at one place. And for a lot of you, you would love to maybe go and settle somewhere in another country and just sort of change your life and experience that the newness of the place. The current state in which you are right now, Pisces, is no longer satisfying you, and you would want to do something really different with your life. There's almost a sense of stagnancy, and you need to be careful because with Uranus over there and with Mars over there in Scorpio, you could just be feeling more restless, and there could be an impulse to sort of just give it all up and walk away from it. So while it's good to feel adventurous, I would suggest try and go for a trek and try and maybe just take some time off from work and go for a holiday rather than do something risky as just quitting or just leaving your current job without having another. Also, for a lot of you, your spirituality may undergo a change as you want to explore your beliefs thoroughly, and you want to represent them as much as possible. So for a lot of you, it could be that you start following a certain spiritual leader, that you really take his or her learnings and you start implementing those in your life. This house is also about long distance travel, so it can be that maybe you are traveling to foreign countries. Maybe there's you're going there to learn something about your work, and also in some cases this house also governs law, so something legal could also come up, and it's not the best of time, Pisces, for a long-term plans. So avoid making or committing yourself to something, maybe a long drawn-out project for which you just won't have the patience. And don't try to do something that requires you to, really pay close attention to the very small, minute details, because you're not going to be having the bandwidth to do it. If you're a writer, it's a wonderful time to be publishing something, and because ninth house, this house especially rules publishing. Mercury, of course, is going to be, you're going to be having a lot of conversations with people around. Maybe you're having a lot of conversations with people who are in different countries, and you're trying to understand the work culture. You're trying to understand, maybe for some of you, you are trying to even figure out as to, whether how it is that you can imbibe that work culture, or you're trying to train some people and help them learn as to how it is that they need to be imbibing a certain work ethic or a certain way of working that you currently have. Also a lot of conversation. There can be some interaction around spirituality as well. Maybe you would want to learn, you would want to exchange ideas about people who are already maybe practicing spirituality, or maybe there are there are books that you would want to read. You would want to deepen your own self-study or self-discovery over here. Overall, it's a transformational month, Pisces. A wonderful time to do introspection. Try not to get into a power play and make people feel small about where finances are concerned, and also be very careful about your speech, especially at work or even at with family. Try not to rub things, and I think it's also a wonderful time for therapy. So for a lot of you who are feeling really overwhelmed with emotions, it's a wonderful time to be seeking that therapy and just have someone hold that space for you and give you a perspective about exactly what's going on. And at times I think that is all really that is required. So it would be worth your while to explore that as well. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Pisces. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I would love it if you can leave a comment below if the content resonated with you. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and thank you so much for